Um, which tarot card do you feel the most personally connected to, and why? Um, I mean, I found out what my tarot birth cards are. That's based on like the numerology of your birth date, and you always get a pair in that setup. And mine are Strength and the Star. Strength is really about the kind of willingness to manipulate reality and get involved, and the Star is kind of about accepting the innate perfection in the way that things just are on their own, and learning to accept things as they are. And I kind of connect to that, kind of go between those two different polar opposites of each other, as being kind of the central theme of kind of what my life has been. So there's that. Good question. Thanks. Okay, so next question. Do you have any plans to create more physical media like the blankets? The blankets that the person's referring to is this lady head blanket that I made right around Thanksgiving. I do actually have a few other blankets that I'm going to have coming out actually. Alongside the lady head blanket, I was developing a Halloween blanket too. I didn't manage to get it done in time for Halloween, but I'm going to end up releasing that at some point pretty soon. That's all based off of a bunch of different vintage illustrations for Halloween. So that's coming soon. As well, I have plans to do a blanket that's based on Japanese kaiju, a blanket that's going to be a bunch of giant robots, and then another blanket that's going to be based on kind of 70s manga kind of style girls. A big influence on me early on, and I'm excited to put something out like that. And then in addition to blankets, let's see, I've been struggling with a couple books that I've been trying to get really kind of fleshed out over the past couple years. Truthfully, like I've had an issue with almost too many ideas and too many things that I've been trying to juggle, and it's kind of kept me from making real serious progress on any of them. I need to do what I did with the blanket and just stick to this one thing. Alongside all that, I've also been trying to develop a seminar, which really isn't necessarily like a physical thing, but exists in physical reality. Hopefully I'll be doing that in Austin in the summer. I'll be doing a seminar, and I want to have also an online component to the seminar as well, where I'll have it available kind of in a class format. In addition to that, the book A Day When I Paint, I'm kind of rebranding that as a class that's going to include the book, along with some more extra written material, and then also some like overhead paint with me kind of instructional stuff that goes over a lot of the foundations of what that book was kind of about creating a series based on intentional limitations in order to unlock your creativity. I'm losing my voice. The allergies are like killing me. All this talking. Let's see. And then I have a t-shirt and a sticker and maybe some other stuff along. I might do a pin as well. That's based on this design that I'm working on that says "Make Tattooing Kinder," which was a thought that entered my head the other day that I feel like really kind of sums up where my head's been at as far as like tattooing and my philosophy with tattooing, and what I care about in kind of this tattoo community amongst us and our clients and everything these days. So that's what my plans are currently. There's going to be, I'm sure, more stuff as well. Like I said, I'm never short for ideas. A lot of it is I'm more short for time to actually execute on them more than anything. Family, kids, all that. People need me to be present and engaged. People that I care about and love, so I have to be there for them. I can't work, 24/7 as much as I might like to sometimes. Okay, so the next question is, all my ideas are beyond my technical ability. I don't know where to start with Flash. So my best advice for you with Tattoo Flash is, if you're trying to start in executing your ideas and you don't have the technical ability to draw those, is to trace them. I'm not saying that you copy, but I'm saying that you can use tracing as a way to bridge your technical abilities right now. So let's say you're trying to draw a tattoo of, say, like a book with a candle on top of it. So instead of like trying to find a tattoo of that to trace or a design of that to trace, find either an actual photo of the book that's in a position that you like, or a painting or illustration or something like that of that. Find a candle that's kind of what you want, and then find that in kind of the position and the shape that you want. Take those, lay them out. If you have an iPad, that's really easy to do on there. If you don't have that, then use a copy machine or a printer or whatever. However, to kind of get that stuff laid out so that you can visually see it almost like a collage. Cut and paste if you have to, and then trace over top of that. And through the process of that, you're learning composition in order to execute your ideas, and you're also learning how to stylize this stuff. You're teaching yourself to draw in the process of tracing like that. As an extra skill in the middle of that tracing is you can almost do an intermediary step of, you're tracing, but you're sort of like tracing by sketching over top of what you've done. So then you take that sketch, and then the sketch is what you actually do your finished drawing off of. So in a sense, you're not tracing directly from the reference that you're working on top of. You're kind of developing from that reference, and then you're actually tracing your final off of the sketch that you did. And thus, in the process that you kind of used your brain to stylize off of the reference that you're tracing on top of. I hope that made sense. So yeah, that would be the place that I would start in like designing, as far as like taking your designs in Tattoo Flash. Because you can play around a lot with manipulating the reference images in order to kind of figure out something that looks good compositionally without having to worry about being able to like physically render it yet. And then at the same time you can do the same kind of exercises that I was talking in another video about, on another question that a person had, as far as like doing observational drawing in order to kind of pull up those drawing skills, to kind of bridge that gap eventually where you don't have to do that kind of step of tracing.